Welcome back, gamers! Today we're diving deep into the action-packed world of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3's campaign. The saga of Modern Warfare continues with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, resuming the heart-pounding narrative where its predecessor left us hanging. Captain Price, weathered yet undaunted, returns to command Task Force 141 against the shadow that loomed in Modern Warfare 2's concluding moments, the menace named Vladimir Makarov. Makarov, no stranger to those who've traversed this franchise's dark corners, casts a long, chilling shadow over the story's outset. The battle roars to life once again, igniting with an early confrontation with Makarov that promises much but delivers a less satisfying end. Reunion is the underlying theme as familiar warriors like Kate Laswell, Farah Kareem, and Alex Keller step out of the fog of war to stand beside Price. Not to be outdone, General Shepard and Commander Philip Graves of Shadow Company emerge from the infamy of their betrayal, signaling a dire circumstance that rallies all to the fore. It's a frenetic race against the clock, one where Makarov's specter looms omnipresent. The campaign kicks off with a clandestine infiltration, dubbed Operation 627, taking players on a stealthy descent into a gulag's belly. Through night vision's green hue, foes are dispatched with precision, introducing players to the pulse of warfare expected from the franchise. The experience is pure Call of Duty, cinematically rich and gameplay intense. Makarov's dramatic escape from imprisonment is a crescendo of chaos. Yet, paradoxically, the game's tempo stumbles following this high-octane introduction. Here we are introduced to the new open combat missions, a gamble on freedom, offering a playground of tactics and armaments at our fingertips. As a player known for an aggressive style, the appeal was undeniable. However, the allure faded quickly. The cost of such freedom was the loss of narrative tension, the cinematic heartbeat of the game, which bled out in these sprawling engagements. An early mission, Precious Cargo, tears the heart with an intimate loss, only to thrust us into the dissonance of looting as Farah. This sequence, where urgency should have been at its peak, instead meandered into the mundanity of a treasure hunt. The mission structure, innovative on paper, in practice, diluted the emotional potency that could have been. The traditional Call of Duty framework, sniper precision, adrenaline-fueled vehicle chases, and time-bending breaches felt conspicuously absent. The new design encouraged a bolder approach but neglected the game's soul, failing to capture the magic of iconic missions that once defined it. Despite this, a return to the familiar battlegrounds of Verdansk and select moments of legacy charm served as fleeting reminders of the franchise's storied past. The campaign's narrative ambition was unmistakable, yet never fully realized. A gripping airborne mission echoes the franchise's willingness to court controversy, yet lacks the optionality that should accompany such content. Meanwhile, the chaos at Verdansk Stadium is a harrowing display of Makarov's terror, though it treads a fine line between impactful storytelling and gratuitous shock, culminating in a denouement that lacks closure and satisfaction. Nostalgia tints the campaign's highlights with missions that transport players back to the era of Verdansk. Yet, these missions bank too heavily on the past's allure, feeling underwhelming in their execution. And while visually and mechanically sound, these moments are islands in a sea of open combat that dilute the game's cohesiveness. The thread-connecting campaign to multiplayer, once strong in this franchise, frays in Modern Warfare 3. The introduction to multiplayer elements feels half-hearted, with a déjà vu arsenal and a roster of familiar maps. The single-player experience should whet the appetite for the multiplayer onslaught. Yet here the two feel like distant cousins, related but estranged. The campaign's 14 missions may seem to suggest an epic journey, but the story can be swiftly traversed in a handful of hours, even faster if one eschews the open combat expanses. These segments, while broad in scope, ultimately feel like narrative padding around Makarov's anticipated re-emergence. Despite the promise of freedom, they fail to capture the essence or add meaningful depth to the unfolding drama. In Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the impressive graphics and instances of heart-racing action serve as stark contrasts to the jarring emptiness of its campaign's promise. The characters we've grown to cherish become mere echoes of their former selves, and the legacy of the series is upheld only by the occasional spark of what once was. As the credits roll, the yearning for what could have been lingers, a testament to a saga that, while it hasn't yet run aground, seems to have lost sight of its North Star. Thank you so much for watching our review of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3's campaign. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay up to date with all our latest content. Until next time, gamers.